Welcome back to Crisco's Corner, unfiltered commentary, not your truth, the real truth. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi folks, welcome back. This is part 2, I think, of a really important article from the Daily Wire. It's called, Here's What Joe Biden Used to Think About the Democrat Party. Now, this is part 2. Those of you that haven't seen part 1, go back and watch it, and then come back here and watch part 2. I find this whole thing absolutely fascinating. Unbelievable. It's incredible. It's incredible. It's something that the vast majority of people believe. It's just I'm stymied by reading this. We'll continue on. He took aim at the most central equity government program of his time, affirmative action. I am philosophically opposed to quota systems. They ensure mediocrity, Biden said. It is one thing to say that you cannot keep a black man from using this bathroom, and something quite different to say that 1 out of every 5 people who use this bathroom must be black. Unbelievable. And it's all true. The new integration plans being offered are really just quota systems to assure a certain number of blacks, Chicanos, or whatever in each school. It's incredible. It's incredible to me. We can go through. Bipartisan committee seems especially outdated in light of America's ever-increasing partisan economy. Of course, Watergate proved too tantalizing a scandal for Biden's party to resist. Outrage over the presidential cover-up ushered in 1974 midterm elections, that's the year I got out of high school, and backlash against President Ford, pardon of Nixon, undoubtedly cost him the 76 election against Jimmy Carter. But today, Biden presides over a Democrat Party that regularly describes the GOP as a death cult that similarly accuses those who harbor any suspicion about the propriety of the 2020 presidential election of being insurrectionists, that has weaponized the Justice Department to hunt down thought criminals who believe anti-government, anti-authority ideologies. And that claims democracy may come to a sputtering halt if the American people elect a Republican majority to Congress in this year's midterm elections. Much less than 2024 presidential election, especially if that Republican is surnamed Trump. Yet of all of Biden's youthful idealism, his commitment to the West's historic belief in colorblind justice has become the greatest anarchism. Biden selected his vice president based on 2 criteria: her race and her sex. That is true. Absolutely accurate. That Vice President Kamala Harris explicitly announced the incoming administration will replace equality with equity, which Ibram X. Kendi defined as present discrimination. In office, Biden proved as good as Harris's word. For those of you that think that equality and equity are the same, they're not. Equity is the government marches into somebody's place of business that has 200 employees and says, this area, this county, this part of the state has 13% African Americans. You have to have 13% African Americans in your workforce and also in your managerial staff and your board. And a certain number of trans, gay, Hispanic, white, you name it, right down the line. And the white males, of course, are left for last. That's why they wanted to rescind the civil rights laws they were passing in California years ago. And even the people in California said, no, that's crazy. Unbelievable. On his first day in office, the president issued an executive order establishing a government-wide initiative to put equity at the heart of each agency's priorities and management agenda. He attempted to institute a racially discriminatory program for black farmers, which a series of judges struck down as facially unconstitutional. The aim of a well-ordered life is to increase in wisdom and stature as one grows older. In this sense, Joe Biden, like Benjamin Button, seems to age in reverse. And this is an opinion piece. It's just extraordinary to me. It's extraordinary because I remember Joe Biden being like that. Because I loved politics even as a small boy. I remember, oh gosh, it had to be 72 and the 68 presidential conventions on both parties would go to 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'd be up watching them, and I was fascinated by it all. So I do remember. Oh gosh, you can't take people who aren't racist, people who are good citizens who believe in equal education opportunity, and you stunt their children's intellectual growth by busing them to an inferior school and you're going to fill them with hatred. That's incredible. Who the hell would think we are saying that the only way a black man or a woman can learn is to rub shoulders with my white child? It's incredible to me. It's incredible to me. I know people change over time. When I was young, I was a fairly liberal Democrat. That's true. People do change over time. But you don't get, it usually the opposite happens. You go from being more liberal type to more moderate conservative type as you get older. That's just a natural course of things because you have more life lessons. You've lived more life and you see things for what they are rather than what you want to be and try to fix them the best you can. And when I was a city council member, I live in upstate New York. I was a city council member in the early 2000s for 8 years. City council president in 2006, I was a Democrat. But I was an old school Democrat. I called myself a John Kennedy Democrat. I left the party years ago, and now I'm a Republican, and of course that finished my political career. And it's amazing to me. It's amazing. But this is a 180. This is, you don't see 180s. That's different. Especially at a place of power and authority like the President of the United States, Vice President, or a Senator. Incredible, incredible. So then you have to ask yourself, what does he really, truly believe? What he thinks will give him the most votes, or what he really believes? Incredible. What a well-written article. Anyway, folks, I thought you'd like to see this. This is part 2. Like I said, if you haven't seen part 1, go back and watch it. And until next time, goodbye and good luck.